Today we're going to compare the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera and the Panasonic GH4. Welcome to another episode of SUCFS. I'm your host, Mike Crockett, and we've done reviews in the past on both the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera and the Panasonic GH4. Now, since then, I've purchased the V-Log-L firmware upgrade for the GH4, giving it the ability to shoot in a flat log profile, similar to the Pocket Cinema camera. So I says to myself, we should compare footage from the two cameras side by side. So, first of all, let me make it clear that we are not being paid by either Blackmagic or Panasonic to make this video. This is just a comparison video. Now with that, both cameras are amazing cameras with tons of potential to make really good cinematic videos or films, if used in the right way. I'm not going to go into all the technical specs of each camera because, well, you can find reviews for both of them right here and right here. But let's take a look at a couple of different shots. Here we have an outside shot in the sun. If you can spot the squirrel, leave a comment on this video. And if you can spot the horse, well, congratulations. Anyway, on the left we have the Pocket Cinema camera footage. To make this somewhat of a fair comparison, I shot with the Pocket Cinema camera in ProRes 422. It has the ability to record internal ProRes HQ as well as RAW, but the GH4 does not. Set to record in film dynamic range, you can see that it has the flat log look, which is good for color grading in post. On the right, you can see the GH4 footage in V-Log-L mode, which also gives it that flat log look. Both cameras are using similar lenses at 45mm and apertures at f/14. The Pocket Cinema camera is shooting at an ISO of 200, while the GH4 is shooting at 400 ISO, because that is the lowest that it will go in V-Log-L mode. The Pocket Cinema camera is recording at 10-bit 422 internally, while the GH4 can only record 8-bit 420 internally. So in some color grading scenarios, you may not be able to push the GH4 footage as far as you can the Pocket Cinema footage without it starting to fall apart. However, the GH4 will output external 10-bit 422 via HDMI to a recorder, but that's outside the scope of this comparison. One other thing to note is that the GH4 is also shooting in 4K here. Both cameras are using micro four thirds lenses, but the Pocket Cinema camera has a Super 16 sensor while the GH4 has a standard micro four thirds sensor. So you can see that the Pocket Cinema camera has a little bit more of a crop factor. The GH4 also would have slightly less of a crop factor if we were only shooting in 1080 resolution. So let's add a few LUTs to each and see what happens. Let's try doing our own grading without the LUTs, applying the same grading to each shot. So here's an internal shot. All of the settings are the same except the f-stop is now at 4 and the ISO is now at 800. Here are the shots trying a few LUTs. Now here are the shots doing some of our own grading. So there you go. If you're considering buying one of these cameras but can't decide which, you just need to think about what you want versus what you're willing to sacrifice. Do you want the ability to shoot in RAW, sacrificing the ability to shoot in 4K? Or do you want the ability to shoot in 4K, sacrificing the ability to shoot in RAW? And needing to buy an external recorder if you want anything better than 8-bit 420. And needing to pay an extra $100 if you want the firmware that'll allow you to shoot in a log profile. Now, if you put price aside, there's not necessarily a right or wrong answer here. Both cameras are great and still able to give you a good image right out of the box. But both do have their pros and cons. So that's it for this episode of SUCFS. Please give this video a thumbs up and also remember to subscribe. And we'll see you here again on SUCFS.